We are on. Coughing, that's a way to start. Hello, welcome. The sign's not, is the sign's not lit up. Hold on. I think we've got a battery somewhere. I'll go and light the sign up shortly. Would you like to buy a 3D printed dog? No, no one else does either. That's okay. I hope everyone is well, and I've just realised with all the crap that's on the bench in front of me, I can't really point the camera down because it'll give away what's going on. But then again, you know, I'm sure you're going to find out what's going on in due course anyway. So this is just it'll be a very short stream, I think, probably. I've got a script here, some things to go through before going away. We're going away tomorrow, and we'll be back for Christmas, but I don't know if I'll be doing a stream before Christmas. So this is a sort of an apologetically late stream, but also, you know, it's been a very busy time. So the summer haircut is in. Convict and addict chic, as I call it. So we should get started. Let me get started by lighting the sign. Hold on. I have my battery dongle here. Let me just go and find an appropriate battery, and we shall light the sign. Ow. Standing on things that I shouldn't stand on. There we go. The sign is lit. So, let me get some things. I've got new things to show. I've got a few new things, which is a bit strange. New things and old things and different things. So we'll talk about. I'll talk about some different things tonight. Right. So my main aim. I was going to make a video of this, and well, we'll just include it in the stream. I'll put it in the description. I was going to do one of those things that other people do of, hey, here's some gifts that you could buy your maker friends. Now, I should preface all the things I'm going to say. I'm going to go through a series of gift ideas for somebody. If you've got maker friends, you don't know what to get them. These are sort of generic gifts that you could buy your maker friends that it might make them happy. I don't know. As I've been told, money can't buy happiness. I'd like to try. And also, all gifts are evil. There's no one needs. I don't need gifts. Nobody needs gifts. The only thing that is important in the world is to travel the world, see sunrises and sunsets, and poo in a hole. That's it. You can't see sunrises and sunsets at a resort. You can't see them from the balcony of a nice hotel, overlooking the Greek islands or something. That doesn't work. You've got to be living in the bush, pooing in a hole, to get any kind of value out of your life. So I'm just telling you now, don't buy presents. All right. So I've broken them up into groups, okay? And like I say, I don't need any of these things. I can buy my own stuff. Like I say, I've already bought my own presents this year, so I am fine. And I'll show you some of the presents I have bought myself for doing the thing that I'm currently about to start working on, which will also include going out and filming on location for the first part of the video that accompanies this. So I do apologize. All right, I don't have coffee tonight. I have hot water though, because well, I'm often in hot water, I suppose. I do a lot of eyebrow work. This eyebrow really gets up there. That one can get up a lot higher than that one. I don't even know how I can do it. Yeah. Anyway, all right. So gifts. All right. If you are looking for a gift for a maker friend, here is gift number one. Number one. Pause. Point the video. This is a gift that can be bought generally for under $5. So if you're cheap, and so am I, and your maker friends need a gift, I'm going to say, it's not this particular one, but I will say a notebook. All right. For me, a grid notebook. All right. I love grid notebooks. My handwriting actually gets neater with grid notebooks. And what you do with grid notebooks is that it just becomes easier to draw up things that end up becoming things. Sorry. Oh no, hang on. Yeah, that is right. So things that end up as things often start up in grid notebooks. This one I think was from Kmart, but anywhere. I did struggle finding grid notebooks, and I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, but someone gave me this because I thought I was a sci-fi fan, and I didn't re-gift it because it was a grid book, and that stays in my bag with me even at work, and I just prefer that because I can try and sketch things out and helps me draw perspective and get 90 degrees where 90 degrees is meant to be and that kind of thing. So grid notebooks is number one. Number two. These are also from Kmart. All right. Mechanical pencils. All right. Because I'm always losing the pencil sharpener in here. Carpenter's pencils, no good for me because I always lose them. I would like one of those Pika things one day, but we can't justify $20 for something I will lose. It's like AirPods for me. I will lose them. There's no point in me having them. So there you go. Gift for under $5. A grid notebook or a plain notebook. If you can't get a grid one, get a plain one. Don't get a lined one. Doesn't really help. And some mechanical pencils. All right. I think these were like $2.50 for 5, and this was about $5. So I'm putting them in the under $5 category because both items individually were under $5. All right. So there you go. That is present idea number one. Present idea. Now the next category, I didn't go $10. I went under $20. Okay. Because maybe you've got $20 to spend and you don't want to buy someone a gift card. If you don't want to buy someone a gift card, let me go get it. I'll just get you the thing. One moment. All right. Let me. Okay. Now, if your maker friend is a woodworker or a 3D printer, if you're a 3D print person, definitely this one. All right. This looks like blue tape. That's because it is blue tape. It is the official Scotch 3M original blue tape. All right. Don't get the stuff that's got the yellow or green writing on it, especially if they're new to 3D printing and they're going to use it on their print bed. It will lift. All right. This stuff is the duck's nuts of blue tape. All right. Just buy that. That's about $18 for the 50mm roll. Maybe they want the smaller stuff. I find I usually go through that. I would love to also find if there's a tape dispenser for that, but so far I haven't found a tape dispenser for anywhere under $50. The other thing for under $20, if you're in Australia, all right, these are the Tool Pro ones, all right, these style of F clamps. These are about $14 each, all right. Even if you only buy somebody one clamp, one more clamp is better than one less clamp. So a clamp or some clamps, particularly this style, they're actually quite good. The machining of them, the sort of straightness, the level of sort of parallelism between the two jaws is quite good. Normally with the cheap shop one's right out here and one's the other way. They're quite good. $15, I think they are. That's present number two. All right. Even if you buy someone one clamp, trust me, a woodworker will love it to get a clamp from someone. All right. Particularly because I never bought clamps. I only ever buy clamps when I go away. And I go to Bunnings because they're cheap. I can't afford to buy clamps. And so when someone gave me one of these and then someone else gave me another one, I was stoked. All right. And if you really want to go splash out and they're a woodworker, buy 2 big clamps. All right. 2 clamps is better than no clamps, or better than 1 clamp. 1 clamp is better than no clamps. All right. There's the rain. All right. The next one. Have I got the thing? I think I've got it. Hold on. I think I have it somewhere. One of them's actually in my new channel background logo. Hold on. All right, I've got the next ones here. All right, so this is present category number 3 for your maker friends. Now, this time I've kind of gone, I've gone for the kind of things that I would have, but obviously present buying and giving and wanting is evil. Anyway, I don't mean it's evil. I like stuff. Everybody likes them. Well, most people I know like stuff, but, you know, I get that you shouldn't expect people to buy you stuff, but there's nothing wrong with liking stuff. Apparently, I'm wrong and it's evil. Anyway, here it is. This is gift idea number 3 for someone, right? Some filament, right? If you are a maker, someone that's into 3D printing, go on like InkStation or Officeworks or 3D printing outlet, anywhere that sell Amazon. All right, look for some interesting filaments. Buy them in rainbow colors or buy them in different kinds of plastic or different finishes, different textures, glow in the dark. All right, and just, you know, even if they can't use it straight away, 3D printers just love trying different things. This one, I bought this one because it says it's coffee filament, and I love coffee. So if somebody said to me, what's an easy gift that I could give someone, I would say filament. Now, I like this brand. This brand works really well for me. Another one that I've tried through work that, can I do it without killing the dogs? I usually use this pretty much exclusively. We've tried this one through work, which is quite good. That brand is quite good. And the other one that I've tried extensively is eSun. If somebody asked me which brands of filament to get, they'd be the ones. But look, people speak as they find, and I'm no expert. So filament is gift idea number 3. And also, this is gifts under $30, by the way. Most filaments, you know, if it's PLA, it's about $25, $26. Sometimes you can get it cheaper. And sometimes you'll even get free postage. So if you're a 3D printer yourself, order enough that when it's over $50, you get free postage. So buy 3 rolls, keep 2 for yourself, and give 1 away. What was my next one? This one. These are my next one. If you know a woodworker, your maker friend makes things out of wood, self-centering drill bits. I've bought a couple of sets over the years. So this is the Ryobi one. You can buy this at Bunnings. This is an eBay one. And then I think it's P&N. You can buy at most shops. I think I bought a set the other day for work for about $29. A set of 3 with a little silly little bit holder that no one will use. They'll throw that away. But the self-centering drill bit's really good. Definitely well worth it. You can buy a set for under $30. I think the Ryobi ones, if you live near a Bunnings, I think they're about $18. So buy yourself a set of them. They're really good. So they're my gifts under $30. All right. If you're going to go gift under $50, okay, this is where it gets a little bit tricky. I can't really show you. I haven't got any. Well, I could. I'll try. Okay. If somebody said to me, "What's a good gift to buy a woodworker for under $50?" I would say, ask the person what kind of sander they have. All right. So they'll tell you whether they've got a random orbit sander or they've got a 1/3 sheet finishing sander. I wouldn't generally buy someone a 1/3 sheet finishing sander because most woodworkers either go with a random orbit or a random orbit sander. So here's the thing. Buy a sander that does detail, that's got one of the pointy things. So you could either buy, like, you know, do you remember the little Black & Decker mouse sanders? Most tool brands make that kind of detail sander with a little triangular pad on it. I had a Bosch one that was cordless. It was a great sander, but I got out of the Bosch cordless platform, and I do miss the little detail sander. What I do have now is a multi-tool. I've got a little Azedo multi-tool with the little detail sanding pads. Really handy for getting in corners. So a sander that gets in corners. And if they've already got one of them, maybe they don't have a random orbit sander. Buy them a cheap random orbit sander, not a cordless one. Buy them a corded one because it will just be better. I've got the cordless random orbit sander. It's shite. All right. Just maybe a more expensive one would be better, but I can't afford a more expensive one because the one I've got was about $60, right, with no battery, and it's terrible. And then the corded or the cordless one for DeWalt is $260, and I'm not paying that for a sander. Not yet, anyway. Not a cordless one. All right. So that's my idea for gifts under $50. And if you get stuck, and you find out what kind of sander they've got, sandpaper. I go through so much sandpaper, and I save so much sandpaper that it would be very, very handy. The other thing, if they are into, and this is another under $50 thing, if they're into electronics and they're on an established battery platform, and I'll just reach up to get it here. Sorry. Here it is. A soldering iron that attaches to their tool batteries. So my brother gave me this for Christmas last year, I think, or for my birthday this year. I've stopped using the Hako. I use this. I genuinely use this for 99% of what I do. The only time I fire up the mains powered one is if I've got big ground planes and stuff. If you're on the Ryobi platform, Ryobi already make one. A battery soldering iron, so good. Wouldn't go past it again. I'd love it. So there you go. That's my under $50. I think they are actually 49 and change. All right. The last thing. Here's the last thing. If I were buying someone a gift and I had about $100 to spend, I'm going to say about because it depends. Somebody went, they're a maker or they're kind of handy and they do stuff, and I'd buy them a battery. I wouldn't feel bad at all, because the number of times, particularly with these ones now, all my gardening tools run on these 18-volt batteries. And my son's got tools that run on these too, so he's often borrowing them. So when I'm mowing the lawn and I need two of these, and when I'm using the 36-volt blower, I need two of these. And they need to be the same size. That you can't, and they also should be the same state of charge. So I find I need a lot of these. Also, though, I've gotten really attached to the little 12-volt DeWalt XR batteries. So I've only got 3 of these. I would like to add another one at some point, but these are the king of batteries in my house and in my workshop, and I would never feel bad about. In fact, I remember one year my brother did get me 2 batteries for Christmas, and it was just amazing because it's just energy, and it chops and changes, and that's great. I have a dream that one day my workshop would be all battery powered, with the exception of a couple of tools like a planer, or a thicknesser, or jointer or something. But other than that, I'd want a miter saw that's battery powered. I'd hopefully have a table saw that's battery powered, or all my other stuff battery powered, because you can just move power around as you need it and no cords. It's great. So you may not get this is the one I got from America because it says 20 volts on it. I think this is a 4 amp hour one. Does it say? No, it does not say. I think this is hang on, 4 amp hour. So I think you can still get the 4 amp hour DeWalt batteries for about $100. If not, you can certainly get the 3 amp hour, or even if you just bought some of the 2 amp battery, that is so good. In fact, there are times where I don't want to use that because it's too bloody heavy. And the 1 and 2 amp hour batteries, or 1.5 and 2 amp hour batteries, are great when you're drilling holes and stuff like that. If I'm using the whippersnipper, well, plug in a big boy, all right? But and the thing I love about these batteries and these batteries is that they charge on the same charger. So that's why eventually I'd like to sort of delete these from my life. They're great, but I'd like to go all one thing and just have multiples of the same charger up and about the place. So buy someone a battery, all right? If they're on Rockwell, buy them a battery. If they're on Bosch, buy them a battery. Makita, buy them. Makita batteries die quite quickly anyway. Buy them a battery. There's nothing wrong with that. And there are so many accessories that you can buy for that battery platform as well, and they're really cheap. And I think last year I even bought one of these, and I bought a tool for a different battery platform for my brother. He wanted a chainsaw, but he didn't want the Makita one, so I bought him the Ryobi chainsaw and the adapter for the Makita batteries. Great stuff. So there you go. I'll go through the list again. All right. So should I count backwards? All right. Present idea number 5, right, is if you've got about $100 to spend, buy a battery. All right. Buy whatever battery platform the person is on. Ask Ask, they'll tell you. If somebody is into tools, they will happily tell you. What I don't know, you might need to mortgage your house if they are in Milwaukee. Number 4, a sander, all right, or sanding consumable type stuff. You know, the quick stick paper and stuff like that. Some nice sandpaper. That's a really easy one. Number 3, all right. Number 3, 3D printing filament. Really easy to get, and or self-centering drill bits. All right, that is number 3. That's my number 3 gift idea. Number 2 gift idea: blue tape or woodworking clamps, particularly F-style clamps or quick release clamps. With quick release, if you can buy a brand like Irwin or something like that, and you can get them cheap enough. Sometimes if you live near a Bunnings, they do have specials on that. The Irwin, the little 300mm quick release clamps are really, really good. I generally wouldn't buy smaller, cheaper ones, you know, like you get multi-packs for $5. They're generally crap. But they still have their place. I just wouldn't clamp. I'd hold stuff with them, but I wouldn't clamp anything with them. And then blue tape, 3M original blue tape. All right, it'll say on the inside 3M or Scotch original blue tape. Use that. Number 1 gift idea for about $5 is a grid notebook or a plain like sketchbook, an artist notebook, and mechanical pencils. Get them from Kmart, Officeworks. If you're in the States, Staples. If you're in the UK, I'm sure there probably is some kind of big like officey type thing. I can't think of what it would be though. My brain goes to like Curry's, which I'm pretty sure is an electronics shop, and Asda, which kind of sells everything. Asda's probably you go to, Kmart, that kind of thing, Big W, and if you're in Australia. That's my gift ideas. There you go. That is the Fake Makers holiday gift idea extravaganza in the first 23 minutes or 22 minutes and 15 seconds of the stream. But it looks like the stream. Oh no, it's still going. It's just it's not counting up. I'm looking at the counter up here, and it's only counting in lots of 5 seconds. It refreshes every 5. It's weird. All right, it's not very sleep-inducing, is it? Okay, I will move some stuff very quickly. I'll move stuff out of the way, and I'll point the camera down. I'll show you something else that's happened. I went to I had my first ever commissioned piece of work. I made a stuffed animal zoo for a client, and delivered it today. When I went to, I made out of pine. Well, I made it out of pine. Originally, I had some small tins of varnish, the little 250ml tins, and I was going to spray it because I have a small touch-up spray gun. Okay, I didn't have the regulator. So I went to go and hook this up, and I realized that although my compressor has a pressure gauge on it, it doesn't have a regulator. So then I went through all my other piles of, you know, spray gun kits and stuff like that, and found a regulator, couldn't get it to adapt properly. I needed about 43 different adapter fittings and stuff. So then I decided to get my Azito, I know you can see where I'm going, electric suction feed spray gun. And of course it's a tiny volume of stuff in a suction feed gun, so it sort of drinks and then it can't get any stuff out, and then suddenly it spits out. So I had this horrible blotchy paint job. So eventually what I did today is I got a tin of Dulux light grey that I had in the shed, and I just painted it. I painted it, and then sort of very lightly with some 400 grit, you know, sort of rubbed it back, and you could see some of the wood grain showing through where there was stain on it, and the rest, you know, it had a nice hardwood slap type lid, which looked nice. So, and I 3D printed some letters for it, and you can see it in my shorts feed. But then I went out and the pressure valve. This is a little pressure safety valve from my air compressor. It's a bit chewed up from having to try and get it out. When I eventually got everything back together, this doesn't hold pressure, and so you have to keep pushing it in. So I've made a warranty claim for a new one. It's got some nice rust on it, which is probably not a good idea. So hopefully I'll get another one. What I've done in the meantime is I got a cap, a bung. I've just wound a bung into the side of the compressor, and I've turned the compressor off and drained it so that it's not going to over pressurize. And then I have to be very careful about using it. But then I've also been out and I've bought a regulator that I've then attached to the gun so that this gun is set at, you know, the pressure is set on the gun, you know. And I think although it's a more expensive way to do it, it might be a better way to do it, to say, you know, this one is 35 psi. The other gun that needs more gets more, and you don't have to mess around with it. So I like that. So that's all set. I'm looking forward to using it. I did just do a lot of spraying with a suction feed spray gun at work, doing projects, spraying students' projects. So I'm looking forward to trying this. And the reason I was going to use the little tins is obviously it's a very small pot. It's only about 100 mils. But that, you know, with a small fan would easily do basically a stick frame project. But there we go, lessons learned, right? So that's some of the new stuff. There is some more new stuff. I will point the bench down. I'll point the camera down. So one moment, please. Oh, I've just clicked on something. Hold on. We're back. There we go. Down to the bench here. Oh, no. To the bench, not my crotch. To the crotch. All right. Down to the bench. Now, there are lots of things down here on the bench. For instance, this is one of the things that's on the bench. That's probably a bit of a giveaway of what's going on. There is, if you can see that, this is some parts. I've been looking at the instructions for building a thing. I think there's a servo motor here. There was some grease in the package, but I've also bought some grease there, and I've got some batteries set up ready for the camera so I can film the process of building this thing. I even got some stuff came through today. What came through today? These came through. These look very nice. This is a set of like, it's a handle and a precision like screwdriver type thing, so you can precision tighten your precision screws, which is very cool. It's even got some little nut drivers so you can precision tighten your nuts, either with finger or, you know, whole hand action for some more torque. So that was nice. That's arrived today. And it's got a little kit that sits in, which is quite nifty. There we go. Look at that. Nice. You can probably see a brand name on there. I only bought them because it's what the instructions recommended. There's the other bit. I'm lost. Hold on. There's more here. I just can't find it. Oh no, there it is. It's there. Couldn't see it for looking in. So then I haven't opened this yet. Oh. What's in this one? I was in two minds whether to come out. I had set the stream up, but then I'd looked up and the Living Daylights was on one of the Channel 9 channels. Was it 9 Go or something? It's my favourite Bond film. One of my two. I like the soundtrack. And all the gratuitous product placement by Philips. So there you go. So if you don't know what this is, it's not an instrument of torture, although it could be. It's quite sharp. Yeah, this is a reamer that goes from 0 to 14 millimeters. I'm gonna end up saying it, but I'm gonna try not to. So that should be, it's sharpened so it can cut holes in polycarbonate. Apparently, it's a polycarbonate reamer. And then I have some scissors. I believe it's a straight set and a curved set. So that's definitely curved. Is this one also curved? No, that one is definitely a straight set. I'll put them next to each other. Straight set of scissors and kinky set of scissors. They're the pick, aren't they? And so these are polycarbonate cutting scissors, apparently. Or at least that's what it said on the ad. Body reamer set. It says a body reamer set, but there we go. Body reamer, body reamer. Buddy Reamer, we be Buddy Reamer. No. I can't remember who was it. Oh, was the Beastie Boys that did that song? Body Moving. Oh, I'm gonna have to look it up now. Body moving, body moving, body moving, we be body moving. Oh, now I can't remember how it goes. Anyway, so that is a sort of small section of what's going on and what's needed at the moment for. Now this transmitter I bought has got, it's hard to see, but down here there's a JST connector, and some of the smaller LiPo batteries that I bought back when I was 3D printing the Autobot Matrix of Leadership actually fit into that, so they're not a complete loss, and they are the right voltage. So my goal is to start putting all this stuff to use. I could order one of these pressure switches for the compressor. Geez, it's really munted from trying to get it out, because I couldn't remove this, and so I was putting a spanner across it trying to lift it. It's got a little sort of locking thing here, but there's no adjustment. You can't sort of twist and move this or anything. There's heaps of crap in it though. It's very rusty. So yeah, and being brass, it's very soft. But I did wonder whether I could sort of wind this up or down, but unfortunately I cannot. But this thing was just going psh, and I could push it down, and as soon as I left my finger off, it would, psh, it would come out again. So it's knackered. Vivor, who make the compressor, said they would get back to me 24 hours, within 24 hours, but that was 48 hours ago. So there's that for Vivor. Maybe it'll work out. I can buy one of these on eBay. I'm quite certain they're probably all of the same quality, from the same, as my dad would say, they're all probably from the same Chinese laundry. Yeah, but manufacturing being what it is, they probably all use the same. Right. Funny thing is, all the ones I find with the red cap are 150 psi, and then all the ones I find with the yellow cap are like 500 psi. So I'm guessing this would be the red cap 150 version. So I'll probably just buy. I mean, I don't use more than 100 psi anyway. I mean, most of the, like this spray gun, this is 30 psi. So, or I think 40 is the maximum. I think I've currently got it set at 35. So I don't need 100 psi. So that should be fine. And I need to do much better with my Teflon tape, but there you go. As long as it seals, that'll work. So I went out today to a company that's local that sells. Well, I went to one place first and got a lecture about buying a cheap compressor. So then I went to a different company that was happy to sell me the fittings and whatnot. And then went to my local Supercheap Auto for this regulator, which has got a sticker over the top that says Blackridge. I wonder what the one underneath says. I can see it's got two stickers. Shall we investigate? I wonder if it's just going to say Blackridge underneath as well. Body moving, body moving. Oh, I want to get that song now. Let's see. Let us investigate. I've also uploaded the video of the saw stop break today. Not that I really know a lot about the saw stop break, but it's really my observations of what I observed, with no basis in fact. And Blackridge, and what it says underneath is it's the old Blackridge logo. Oh, back when it was like an orange and grey sort of colorway. So that's all I've done is just put a sticker over the top. There's no third sticker, but I'm looking forward to trying this one out. I think it'll be good. So what else? So I bought a radio control kit I've also bought some optional extras for it, but not the name brand. I've bought a set of bearings, which it looks like 99% of them are all these bearings, and there's 4 of those littler ones. And I've just been looking through the instructions on how to put the thing together. So I hope when I get back, I'd hate to say that it's my goal before Christmas, but I'd love to be able to drive it over Christmas. Oh, I've just said what it is. But I'd love to be able to do that, so I'm going to have a go. I'm just, the thing I'm having an issue with is identifying all the screws, because some, you get multiple bags in the same bag of screws, and there are some screws in that one and some screws in that one, and I think there's even a third one that had some screws in it. Maybe not. And you'd think that screws for certain steps are all kept together, whereas this appears to be, there doesn't appear to be enough in there for all the steps in the initial part, but there also appears to be parts in this that are from first, second, and third steps, so that's a little bit strange. And I know there's a sheet in the back of the book where you can sort of check this out, but the other thing is, looking at the pictures, that self-tapper screws have a point on them in the pictures, but they don't on here. And the difference between a 2mm by 8 and a 3mm by 9 screw might be a little bit tricky. That looks like a 2 by 8, and I'm just going to have to try and figure it out. I'm going to have to do it. So the whole point is, because they're Japanese screws, that I needed the Japanese drivers to go with them. And I haven't had the Japanese drivers since I was doing out motorbikes back at the old house. So I think I had one, what do they call it? I want to say JST, but it's not. I want to say like JDM. I don't think it is. But anyway, Japanese Phillips head screwdriver I remember I needed for my carburetors on my bike. So, yeah, we'll be off in the morning, and we'll be away, and then back very, very shortly. And hopefully then I might do another stream before Christmas, but it just really depends. I'm going to go now, finish tidying up, and get things ready to lock up in the morning and make sure Billy is looked after while we're away. And then, yeah, I think that'll do us. So, yoink from me. If I don't see you before, I hope you really have a great Christmas. To James Finger, I hope you get some sleep this Christmas, and I hope this stream helps to provide some calming, nurturing sounds for your young one to sleep by, and that the care package of 3D printed tat arrives to you hopefully within the not too distant future. The other thing is, if you live in Mildura, Victoria, please reach out, because I have a conundrum, something that's going on in Victoria, in Mildura, that I'm really trying to sort out, that I can probably say on here, but I can't really put out to a lot of people, because it's meant to be a surprise. It's meant to be a surprise. So basically, there's a vacuum cleaner that has been secured by a friend in Mildura. They're not, I feel uncomfortable asking them to pull the vacuum cleaner apart and put it in a box, because they already did the sort of grunt work of going to get it. But if you live in Mildura and you would be willing to help put a vacuum cleaner in a box and get it to South Australia, that would be really helpful. Basically, what happened is Scott from Scott's Vac Shack. Right? So Scott loves hearing about sort of old technology and old vacuum cleaners, particularly. And then even more so if there's like a connection, like a family connection, or somebody that he knows remembers this kind of vacuum cleaner or whatever, then it becomes a real tangible desire for him to see this thing in the flesh or own it. Even though wanting presents is evil. I know. So there was a vacuum cleaner. We used to tell him, he watches this channel on YouTube called Ibasiac. Roger does a great job. Been watching him for years. Always does the Christmas shout out. Scott usually gets a shout out on the Christmas one as well. But anyway, we're watching, and we're watching this vacuum cleaner called a Hoover Dial-O-Matic. Well, I think in Australia it was a Dynamatic. And I happen to say, my grandpa had one of them. I remember it being in the shed, and it was orange and yada, yada. And so ever since then, Scott has wanted a Hoover Dynamatic. And so we put out an ad on Gumtree, like Craigslist for people in the States. We put an ad out looking for one. We had people replying twice that basically just sent us images that they found that we later discovered were on like vacuum cleaner forums. Yes, there is such a thing, and scammed us out of the money. And it wasn't huge money, It was sort of talking $100 both times, right? And then my brother sent me a Facebook Marketplace ad, and in Mildura, a Hoover Dynamatic in almost the right color. I think it's more mustardy and brown, but hey, look, it's what he really, really wants. So we managed to get a friend whose mum lives there, but her mum's, my mum's just turned 70. Happy birthday, mum. Her mum's probably about the same age. You don't really want to ask a 70-year-old to pull apart a vacuum cleaner for you and put it in a box. Basically, they got it to their house, and that's fine, but I need to find a way to get it from their house, take the handle off it so it will fit into a box, put it in a box with bubble wrap, and then let me know that I can get a freight company to come and pick it up. So Christmas miracle if we can get that done in the next 10 days. So if you live in Mildura, please fast forward to go back to the 40-minute mark or the 39-minute mark and see what you can do. I'd love to get that done, but hey, if it doesn't, then maybe in the holidays we just take a road trip, and that becomes an experience, especially if we can camp somewhere and poo in a hole. There we go. All right, so that about does it from me. From me to anyone that is watching, have a Merry Christmas. I hope you stay safe if you're traveling. I hope you listen to some good music. What is your favorite Christmas song? Because I'm not too sentimental about Christmas. I have a favorite Christmas movie. I have two. And a favorite Christmas song. Favorite Christmas movies. Muppet Christmas Carol since I was a kid, right? And now as an adult, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. And every year I get older, I realize that Clark Griswold is not insane. I actually rarely, especially when you get big groups of people together, you think, I totally understand what he's going through. And then I really like the song Driving Home for Christmas. I went for an overseas Christmas one year, and like the people on the motorways going to families, like it's not like it is in Australia where people might drive a couple of days before. This is like literally Christmas Day or Christmas Eve trying to get to their family, after work, because it's in the culture where you work right up until closing time on the 24th, whereas Australia, it's kind of, work until whenever. So yeah, I really like that song. That's one, but no one else in my family likes it, so I never get to listen to it. Sometimes I get to hear the first bit, and it gets stuck in my head, and then people want to know why I'm, dancing in the car. And anyway, I hope you have a good Christmas. I hope you stay safe, travel safe, stay well, eat lots of good food. I'm going to definitely be overdosing on the turkey, and have a wonderful time. And until next time we meet, keep your bananas where you can see them. Bye, everyone.